but this is about as tight as a squeeze as I can physically do. And I don't know if I can get my gear through here is the problem, because I've made it just about as big as me. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to go through here. My belly is now touching the, my belly's touching the surface, but it's okay if I pull through. If I'm just real gentle, see if I can get my light. Woo, it's too far. I got my long arms coming back through. I think that's just wonderful. That's wonderful. See my ear here.
Warning, the actions and stunts performed in this video were done so by professionals. Do not enter a cave without a cave tour guide.
Ear through also. Doesn't want to come through very easily.
A very cold good morning to you. And I'm out here today shooting follow-up video. So it's just like a Hollywood production. We find small caves, we find interesting stuff, we look for big caves, and it's not every single time out that we find something crazy. Once that takes place, then we know, okay, this is a good story and a good adventure, and we can make a little movie out of it, which we like to do. Usually that means once we get the footage home, the video home, and I start looking at it, I realize, okay, there's some plot holes missing if we're gonna create a story that's a watchable video. I'm the one that returns to the mountain, and I will go get footage which fills in the gaps so that the video itself is a watchable storyline. Jacob goes back with me too sometimes, but usually, like today, he's at school. So we went over the weekend, we found a new cave. It was totally awesome and amazing. And I decided that I better return and get some B-roll footage of the trees and everything, just so there's some surrounding footage. This is a fun one. This is a big, a known cave in the area. There was a lady hiking. This is a hiking area, and most people, they see these things, they have no idea it's a cave or what a cave is. And so we showed her the cave, and she was thrilled, and she was singing in the cave.
It's got a nice echo.
Yeah.
It goes both directions. It goes that way too, not as far.
So what I'm going to try to do is to show you me while I'm shooting some of the B-roll, setting up the cameras, getting the extra shots.
Hopefully that works okay. All right. How's that working? It's certainly better. So I'm going to crawl through this. This is we crawled this the other day, but the footage just was corrupted from that, which was, gravely disappointing. The fact of the matter is, I can barely fit, but I know that I can, so I'll go back through it a couple times, and then that footage will go on the main video. But this will not be historically pleasant. In fact, I suspect this will be my doom if I'm not extra careful. Lots of light coming through there because the entrance you can see down there, no problem. So that's pretty cool. Actually, it's kind of pretty right there too. With this, I'm gonna get some video of that.
Collecting extra video for the story is important to create a sense of both space and pace. One does not have to be a professional photographer to get the job done, but it's important to create a linear story so that watchers are not confused with what is taking place in an already confusing situation underground.
I don't remember this being so de-elevated, and I don't have my tripod for this, so I have to set it up here, which is okay. It's just, everything is it's pretty tough.
There are times when setting up cameras and lighting takes more time than actually exploring the cave. Hours can pass just trying to get a decent angle on a tight squeeze.
No, I need you to stay on, buddy. It's such a pain. We'll get to it. Okay. And how about you? Can you see?
Oh, battery's almost dead already. That don't make no sense. You gotta be kind of bright. I'm gonna have to crawl through twice. Both times will suck. All right. Here we go. This is maximum tightness take 1. I was gonna run around the cave and go back in this side, but I think both squeezes will look cool. And both times.
You can see that leverage is difficult to get while squeezing out a low passage. There is little place to establish grip on the floor, so I'm using the ceiling as a means of pushing myself through the crack. Even though I knew I could make it through this, having done it before, it's still important to be careful not to get oneself wedged in a place you cannot exit.
Losing my pants. That's fine. Oh, what a squeeze. Okay, so now I come back through and I'll narrate, and then I have to check the lighting, maybe do it a few times. So that was a little easier for Jacob than it's going to be for me. We took a look at this, and Jacob, you might have to pull me through. The ceiling to floor ratio here is pretty low. I need to be able to see where my best spot is, and it's actually going off this way. If I get in trouble, I'll have to dive low, and that's okay. But you can see that here I'm fine, and once I get about right here, both sides are touching. So this is a true squeeze, is what we call it. It's a true squeeze when you're actually squeezing your body through, and I have to try to take a breath here, breathe out, and then my clothes are pretty caught, so I move in a different direction to free the clothes. You do this back and forth to free your clothes, and I'm fighting it, but I'm not panicking because I know I can make it. So I come up and out like such and thus. No problem. No problem. Woo! And now you get a glimpse on the big camera of how we make that squeeze. Now I gotta check the big camera to make sure the results are okay. The hard part about caving is taking your gear, but you always only have the choice to take the gear or leave the gear. And you can make the cave easy, but then you don't share it with a single other person. Or you take your gear and you can share a little bit of the cave. That's it, there's no other options. So we usually take our gear, but it does have its challenges. I didn't bring my helmet in here, and now that I'm here, I probably should have, just for the sake of not having to hold a light. It's another object to have to hold as I try to traipse through this cave. But the entrance is about 20 feet up in front of me. It's a nice little tube here. And these tubes I can race through about a mile a minute, man. I can just crack through these things. But not with my hands occupied and filming. It just is a labor of love, but it's a slow labor. The three difficult things about filming is one, you have to take your gear with you, so there's weight and hands being full. Two, when you're holding the camera, you have to do so in a steady manner, and so like a lot of your balance and everything is given up because you're trying to hold the camera. And three, the light has to be in your face. That means you can't see where you're going. So whenever we're filming, we can't see where we're going. We're holding equipment in our arms so we can't use them, and we're not balancing correctly because we're trying to balance the camera. And those are like the three main things that make caving doable, and we take those away from ourselves, and then you got a whole new challenge. And you can get frustrated because you're making it difficult for yourself, and you just think, I don't need this in my life. And that's what most people do, is they don't want the extra challenge. It's hard enough, so I'm feeling that today.
good videography is not important to good cave exploration, and in fact, may be a hindrance. However, there's something to be said for sharing these otherwise unseen places with those who cannot go. Caving may not be everyone's delight, but most people can appreciate the hidden beauty found in nature. On a previous excursion, Jacob and I dug our way into this cave, where there was no other entrance. We were both excited and startled to find out it was home to a variety of horrific arachnids. At the time, it was the end of a long day, and so my return trip was to get some good video of the bundles of spiders. But I got far more than I bargained for, as the final video will attest.
I don't know how far it goes. I guess a ways. I found where the spiders live. Oh, it opens up a bit at least. Ugh, they're all over. They're raining down on me now.
Thank you for watching our video adventures. If you enjoyed what you saw, please feel free to hit that subscription button, as well as share with your family and friends. However, if you didn't like what you saw, please feel free to leave a very negative comment about how we ignored every safety protocol, how we endanger the species of humans, as well as feel free to block us. We consider that to be high praise.
And for more in-depth caving videos, please visit our second channel, Even Darker, and we'll see you on the ground.
We could both fit in that.
So it's down, which means it's very light, weighs 1 pound,
Jacob will never touch it again.
and it's warm.
It's a hammock underquilt.
Right.
I don't know what that does that say underquilt? It does say underquilt.
We don't.
Hammock underquilt.
It's very warm. That will keep you hot.
Is that downfill?
Yeah, it is.
Who makes it?
East Hill Outdoors.
Why is it like spherical?
It's made to go in a hammock.